Hi, happy Tuesday, and welcome to Now, the fun news show hosted by me, Curtis P. Today we're kicking off the entire show talking about some space news, actually kind of a space disaster that happened in Russia today. During a commercial rocket launch in Russia, a rocket actually took off. One of the engines actually stopped working, causing the rocket to spin out of control and crash. The entire cost of the rocket is $200 million. This is because it actually destroyed 3 internal satellites that it was carrying up into orbit. Now, the big problem with all of this is the fact that when it crashed, it actually leaked out and exploded a large amount of fuel, and that fuel actually contaminated the entire site. Now, though some rocket fuel is not overly harmful to humans, the rocket fuel used in this rocket is. The rocket fuel used in this rocket are carcinogenic, they're toxic, and they're highly reactive. The reason being that these rockets are not only used for commercial launches, but they're also used to store inside of missile tubes for the Russian ICBMs. Now, along with this rocket crash and a bunch of other rocket launches in the past, the entire area around the Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan is already highly toxic. The Kazakh government has already expressed concern about these rocket launches and this rocket crash. Kazakhstan currently rents the Cosmodrome to Russia for $115 million per year, though a new space facility is being built near the Pacific Ocean. This new space facility will help to ensure that if a rocket were to crash, it would end up in the ocean and not on a heavily populated landmass. So as this crash shows, even in the year 2013, spaceflight is still extremely risky. Next, let's jump into the country of Egypt, where a large amount of protesting is happening. Now, I know you guys have been asking me to talk about this for a while, though I've been kind of skimming over it. There is a lot of news coming out about it. Currently, 5 cabinet ministers have resigned from their post within the government there, and the military has currently given a 48-hour ultimatum to the president to either resign or, of course, come to an agreement with the protesters. All this being kicked off by the large amount of people gathering inside of Cairo right now. Now, if the president were to resign, the army would of course take over. They would suspend the constitution, dissolve parliament, and create an intermediary council. After that council was created, they would then come to a census and have an election. Though at this time the protests appear to be pretty peaceful, 16 people have been killed with clashes between the opposition and of course supporters. So the situation is becoming even more heated. At this current time, Canada's embassy is actually closed in preparation for something happening. So of course, a word of warning going out to anyone thinking of traveling to Cairo. I'll of course be covering this more and more throughout the weeks as it assumably will get more and more heated. Jumping into gaming news now, GTA 5 had some big news come out about it recently. The highly anticipated Grand Theft Auto 5 will require an 8 GB install on both your PlayStation 3 and your Xbox 360. This becomes a problem if your Xbox 360 only has 4 or 8 gigs of actual internal storage. If that's the case, you'll actually have to plug in an external hard drive, or you can get a USB thumb drive stick to plug in. Though keep in mind that thumb drive stick needs to have a proper read to write ratio that's high enough for the game to play. Along with that, the Xbox game will come on 2 discs, one disc being the install disc and the other one being a separate playing disc. As for the PlayStation 3 users out there, well, you got the Blu-ray, so that holds a lot more data, so you just get one disc, play and install. But if that little side step there hasn't deterred you, Grand Theft Auto 5 will come out on September 17th around the world. And hey, it looks kind of good, so I might even check it out myself. Up next, let's jump into the world of Google Glass, because you guys know I love that product so much. Google Glass recently got a pretty big update, actually adding a browser to the device. For the first time ever, you can actually browse websites right in Google Glass. You can simply use one finger to scroll up and down a website, 2 fingers to zoom in and out, and if you are actually zoomed in to pan around the website, all you have to simply do is move your head. The gyroscope will actually track the website with that. It's a pretty cool technology, and along with that, we actually get to see for the very first time that YouTube videos will actually play inside of Google Glass. So that means in the future, you could actually watch me right in front of your eye, up here inside of Google Glass, which would be super cool. Unfortunate downside though, Vimeo and Dailymotion do not work. So if you use those platforms, I'm sorry, they do not work. Along with that, another problem appears to be the fact that there is no onboard keyboard system. So if you come across a text input field, you can't input text. You can't even speak it to Google Glass because that sort of system isn't in there yet. Though the keyboard problem appears to be something that you would expect with the Explorer Edition, because it is kind of like a beta. At the current time, Google has yet to announce a price and a release time for the Google Glass product. And last movie type news, looks like Christian Bale has said no to a Justice League Batman. That's right, if the Justice League movie does come into fruition, Christian Bale will not be playing Batman. Bale said that someone else should take on the role and that it's a torch that should be handed from one actor to another. So friends, who do you think should play the very next Batman if there is a Justice League type movie? You can let me know in the comment section down below, or hey, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. You can leave comments on those pages because I would love to know what you think. And well, that's it for today's show. I can't wait to see you all again tomorrow. And if you enjoyed today's show, don't forget to hit up that like button and subscribe for more great free now content every single day of the week. Also, just to let you guys know, I'm actually taking a few more days off on vacation. I'll be back next Monday with a full week of Now. So until then, I'm Curtis Parody, and that's what's happening now. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. You can of course check out more videos that I create by clicking on them below. Check out Now for the latest news happening in the world right now, Paradise Gaming for some fun gameplay videos, or of course my personal vlog channel to see what I'm doing outside of my studio. Also, if you're interested in supporting the show and getting some new clothes for yourself, just like this shirt, you can pick up this one if you want. Check out the store at thecurtisparodystore.ca. Bye everyone.